I mean... Ugh, this fight again. Okay, okay. Go ahead and use an ether on Maria. Thinking about running from these fights. If you can even run from these enemies. There's some enemies in this game you can't run from. Mostly anybody that's like flagged as a boss, or anybody that you can fight in a I think anybody you can fight in a, what are they called? Monster in a box you can't run from. So that would mean these guys, because you fight them in the monster in the box on the Dreadnought, the one you get the Mangaushin, actually. Is it the one you get the Mangaush? Or is it something else that's in that box? I know the Mangaush is there in one of those chests. Huh. Whatever. It doesn't really matter. Let's go ahead and use a ether on Guy. I always think like the name Guy is hilarious. It's like, you know, when you name your child, you name them with their future in mind, you know. And it's like what was going through? Ooh, Giant's gloves. Like, what was going through the minds of Guy's parents? It's like, what do you want your son to be when he grows up? Some guy. Ether on the Guy. Like, use a high potion. Don't want to use my ethers and out of combat. That would be a horrendous waste of resources. You basically get an extra ether for every 2 ethers by using them on average. I mean, sometimes the ethers restore less than they do outside of battle. They restore about 30, 20, I think about 30 MP outside of battle. And they can restore anywhere. I've seen them restore as little as 20 and as much as 80. Yeah, there you go right there, 96. So that was basically 3 ethers worth. If I, you know, used it outside of combat. So you should always use your items in battle if you can. Obviously, there are exceptions to that. For example, like if you're in just a super bad way and you're 100% out of MP and you need to teleport out right now without taking another step, then go ahead, by all means, use an ether. Already got my holy up to level 6. That's pretty good. Unfortunately, Guy doesn't have as much. He doesn't have enough spirit, in my opinion. Well, I feel like I'm a lot weaker than I normally am at this point in the game. Certainly, Firion is not as evasive as he should be, but I was expecting that. What's Guy's spirit at? 21? 27, 21? He's not that far behind where Maria is. But I also feel Maria's a little behind where she normally is. That's pretty much going to change going from this point forward, because we're going to have access to such plentiful ethers that they're going to basically be attacking with magic as much as possible. I wonder if I'm going to have enough time to up the flare spell. I don't think I'm... That's something I'm debating on doing. Sometimes I go ahead and level up Flare, sometimes I don't. I mean, sometimes I just stick with Fire. So, we'll see. I'll probably go ahead and use Flare because, you know, variety. Variety is the spice of life, man. Besides, by the time we get to Flare, you'll probably be super sick of seeing Fire if you're not already. No, we're just going to melee attack these guys. Maybe they'll get a Fire spell in and we'll get some more stamina for Maria. Get an HP up. Let's see. I do wonder how many... Let's see, I've got 200 hit points for Maria. I wonder how many HP ups I've gotten over the course of the game so far. I'd be interested to see like that kind of number, like how, like if I ever made a game, like information like that is very interesting to me. Like I recently played Dragon Quest VI, and with the intention of zero grinding. Like, is it possible to beat the game and the bonus boss with zero grinding? And I beat the game, and it was something like. And also I wanted to have no overlap between my characters. I wanted to have everybody have something very like, you know, I wanted everybody to do one specific job with, like, I didn't want like 3 gladiators in my party or 2 sages or all that. So I was going to have everybody was going to have a different final class. And I counted all the battles. You know, I'd go through an area and forgot which way I'm going. This way. And I counted all the battles. And by the end of the game, there was just enough battles to... Let's see, I mastered... There was just enough battles to almost master Hero. Everybody else was fine. But, like, you know, going Hero with the main character is... Like, you only have to like, everybody has to master, like, 2 or 3, I forget, like, advanced jobs. He's only got to master, like, one of, like, several... He's got a choice. So I went the Luminary path with him, and I mastered Luminary, and then I switched to Hero. The thing is Hero is very, very, very quick to master. So I either got really close or actually did master Hero. I forget. I have it written down somewhere how many battles it actually took. So... But, like, information like that, that's the kind of stuff I like to... Like, what's the bare minimum you can scrape by? You know, how far can you push your luck before you just burst into flames, you know? That's the kind of information in games that has always fascinated me, you know? That's why I like speedrunners, you know? Like, they're basically the people in video games who go, yeah, I don't need that. Or, yeah, I think I could do that, you know, faster or whatever. Like, they cut everything down to the bare minimums, and I think that's cool. Let's see. Level 8 fire. Ooh. Level 6 holy. I'm doing pretty good on my spell levels. I don't think I'm doing as good on my stat growths, but and I guess that's one of the downsides to the level as you go system that these games use. They're not as consistent, and I guess that's one of the complaints I've heard from people who absolutely detest this style of games. Like, they're not as consistent, and they're not. But you know, I feel like they're a little more organic, you know, in free form than hardline level ups. There's some intelligence. Hey, a wing sword. What's more powerful? I mean, I just spent all that time leveling up staves, and now it's actually more power. You know what? No, we're just gonna do that. We're gonna pretend like I didn't get that, and it's this door right here. So this boss battle is, the difficulty of this battle depends largely on the number of Chimera you end up having to fight. You can end up with, I think, one. The last time I played this, I ended up with 2. So, and I think you can end up all the way up to 6. So the more Chimera you have to fight, the harder the battle is, obviously. But, oh no, not Scourge. You just want to concentrate on the Chimera one at a time. They've got like 600 or 700 hit points. They don't have a whole lot of defense, thankfully. Well, that one took so little damage because he's in the back row, but you get the idea. This is not going to be a hard battle. These guys actually end up being regular encounters in the next area, and you cannot run from them, which is very irritating. But thankfully they're not that hard. They have 700 hit points. They're not weak to anything. They're rank 5 enemies. So yeah, we'll just keep doing what we're doing. Huh. Layla is doing not very much damage. That's okay. Whatever. Not a big deal. Layla's kind of a versatile fighter, in my opinion. Like, she's there for... She can do some physical beatdown. She can do some magical beatdown. We don't want to ask it nothing. Oh, great stream. What should I do with this egg? There it is. Put the egg in the water. Watch it sink. Alright, now we're going to sort, and then we're going... Teleport out. Wow, Holy's almost level 7. Are you serious? Just want one more, right? One more before we go. Ugh. Effin' Hillgigus. Effin' Hillgigus, and they're 750. Is it 750? Yes. Effin' Hillgigus, and they're 750 hit points. Need to go somewhere is what they need to do. Need to get out my way. It's amazing how quickly weapons become underpowered in this game. Like, I got that main Gauche literally right before Layla joined, and it's, you know, the first major dungeon she goes in with you, and it's already not strong enough. That's okay, though. If you go in here and talk to them, they're like, the Wyvern's dead. So let's talk to them about the Wyvern. So I wonder, like, wyverns in this game, are they all dead? Is that the last living wyvern, or is it just the last domesticated wyvern? You know, are there wyverns in the wild? You know, is the Dragoon Order completely dead? You know, those are land turtles, so we'll multi-target that. Should be fine. Like, one of the things about Final Fantasy II is something that I've always kind of felt there was a lot of... There is a very large underlying sadness to the game. Because you feel like the Empire has destroyed so much. And there's... Which way do I need to go here? And even if they defeat them, there's going to be a lot of things that are just gone. You know, Buccaneers. We'll buck your ears. Like the Dragoons, you know, all the Dragoons are dead. Every single one of them. The only they've talked about there's only one Dragoon that he wandered off. They don't know where he's at, but everybody else is dead. They were poisoned. So there's only one small boy left to take on the entire legacy of an order of knights. You know, presumably he wasn't even, like, if he was trained at all, it wasn't fully. Let's see. Okay. Thunder! Yeah. That's pretty much only useful on the ocean, by the way. But if you have a mage's staff, when you get to start floating around on the boat, it's actually pretty useful. You can save some MP. But unfortunately, using items does not give you any stat boosts. You don't get any access to free spellcasting training, you know. Where are we at? Yep. Crap. I don't know if I'm going to be able to run from these guys. These guys are a little strong. Well, let's go ahead and use a ether on Guy and just have him flee. If I run away, great. If not, well, it's not that big a deal. Because I think I got this. Especially since we can do this now. And they can't touch him. I guarantee you they're not going to touch him. Alright. I didn't mean to defend there. I actually wanted to cast Holy to help kill the bighorns. Alright. And we'll just do this now. These bighorns have a lot of hit points, if I recall correctly. But that's okay. We've got Holy. Yeah, our little firecracker spell has gotten kind of strong, hasn't it? 250 points of damage? That's not bad. Especially since it's consistent damage. Do I need to give Maria a... I'm thinking I need to give Maria a ether here to have her help. I hate to use an ether this close to town, but this might not be the only fight I get into on this side of that river. Alright. Don't flee, because we've already found out that don't work. Should be nice and easy now.